Hi, welcome and welcome back to Tuning Into the One and for Better Living Now. This is Milan with the video series on life hacks, bits and bytes from the Signature Success Breakthrough Method. Quick 5-10 minute or so videos on how to be able to make changes, shifts in your life in days and weeks and months, and be able to take these videos and put them into play for you now, today, so that you can move forward in your life. So you can say yes to optimal quality of life outcomes. And if you want to find more about the method and the free training available, go to forbetterlivingnow.com/yes for all the details and the information. Now let's get going. Today, how we can heal our core hurts and wounds to be able to resolve, dissolve, and let go of our painful past pieces and parts better, easier, and quicker, and as soon as possible. And why is this so powerful? Because we want to be able to move past our past and a lot of the stuff that we bring forward into our present and start and use and sit in and marinate in determines to some degree how our future looks. So we want to be able to take all that stuff, get our learnings, our lessons, our understandings, our insights, and move forward, resolve it, dissolve it, let it go. So we can get there and get those outcomes in days and weeks and months instead of letting it work on us and go on those longer trial and error, winding road, hit and miss journeys. We don't need to do that anymore. We can get there now, not someday. So video 7 focuses on how to mend, heal, and let go of core wounds that allows us to both serve the places that we've been and get that information about what it was all about so we can move forward, because we want to shift from our pain and our places of hurt and our wounds to the other places of the stuff we want instead. So upgrading to some healing tools, knowing about up-leveling to mindset skills and how to use actual tools and skills to do that in this video right here and now, and then realizing that part of this is shifting and changing our long-term environments. So we want to be more peaceful, more grateful, more loving. How do we do that? Well, we start by, again, gaining more insights on us, on you, to be able to then take those insights and use upgraded tools and then up-level our mindset pieces and shift our environments to get there. So ask yourself, what are your hurts, wounds, and issues that define your pain? Okay, then when you answer that question or answer the questions around those pieces, then you can start to define and refine what that pain is, what it represents, what are those hurts, what are those wounds, and what are those fears. And we want to identify specific patterns around the pain, the hurt, the wound, or the fears that we've been living out in our lives up until now. My experience over 15 years with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients is it almost always revolves to some aspect of abandonment, rejection, criticism, abuse, or neglect that then seems to go into our software and hardware, and we bring that forward into our dynamics of today and our relationships. And then, those triggers and those hurts and those wounds come out. We defend ourselves. We want to be able to put down walls to protect ourselves. And in the process, we don't end up living that type of life and those relationships that we really want to. And we can do that by identifying the specific patterns and then start shifting our mindset and our environments for the long term to get that healing feeling, because that's what it's all about. And what are we looking at? Well, pictographically or in representation of a picture, we're looking to fix and fill in the missing pieces. And by getting those insights on those patterns, we can figure out what and where to fix and fill in those missing pieces so that we can align with our happiness, with our joy, and with our success. And many times, if not almost every single time, our highest levels of life, happiness, and joy connect directly to that lowest area of pain and hurt. It's often been said that, the love and the light enters right into our wounds. So they're connected, and that connection can be seen if we do enough introspection and we can notice and become aware of the patterns we run. We run core scripts, something like, I'll never be blank enough, I'll never be good enough, I'll never be strong enough, I'll never be beautiful enough, I'll never be successful enough. And then that kind of rolls into what we get as far as projection and expectation in our lives. And once we identify those things, we can become more introspective and reflective. on what we've been saying and feeling about ourselves because of ABC happening around XYZ. And then a lot of this is baggage that we don't have to bring forward, assuming we can get those insights, understandings, learnings, and lessons that we can then move forward, which gives us our life healing shifts by using specific tools, specific visualizations, specific shifts in mindset, and specific environmental moves or changes around the pain and the hurt. So how can we best do this? We can do this best by asking ourselves another fundamental question around those patterns, about what we're feeling, what we're experiencing viscerally in our bodies and our emotions. So are we coping and surviving the pain and the hurt, or are we coping and surviving in life, or are we creating and thriving? Where's our focus? Where is the every day, every week, every month, every year in relationships, in the way we look at the outside world, in the way we look at other people, in the way we look at ourselves? Are we focusing in the right way, in the right place? So are we coping or are we creating? Are we surviving or thriving? When we're coping, we're more or less at effect, meaning stuff is happening to us and we're just coping with it. When we're creating, we're saying, okay, well, maybe up until now I've been coping, but now I want to do something else, and I can create options and opportunities and alternatives to that coping, and in that creating, we'll move from surviving to thriving. So how do you align with your highest places of happiness, joy, and success? Well, here we go. Does the dirt covering your hurt drive the bus of your emotions and feelings? Do you have those triggers? Are they really sending you reeling and end up dominating a day or a week or a month of your life before you recover and feel like you're better? Are past events and everything that you're going through getting triggered in the present, creating an overflow and a ripple effect and a domino effect into your future? Because finding and identifying those core hurts, wounds, wrongs, pains, and fears will help you to know how to apply healing tools, to be able to forgive those things that have happened, to heal, to mend, repair, and restore that heart space, and to reduce the fear you're feeling or living in. And then we want to resolve and dissolve what's going on for us emotionally with our mental thought patterns, to be able to take those mental triggers in our self-talk and emotional spirals downwards and put something else in there instead. And through that process, we start shifting our mindsets, and then we do some action steps to shift our environments for the long-term joy and success we want and can experience. That's exactly my own personal experience in terms of 4 weddings, 3 marriages, 2 divorces. I learned each time I got different pieces. I helped to heal, but there was plenty of other stuff left there. I had to keep peeling back, looking at stuff, to be able to get to a place where all of a sudden I could recognize my soulmate when she finally did come into my life, and I was the person that I needed to upgrade and up-level to be able to not only see that, but appreciate that and be able to move those dynamics in a way that allowed me to deal with my triggers at an even more core level, to be able to not only fall in love with this particular soulmate of mine, but be able to fall in love with life and everything that that represents. So if we want to look at what's what, then we want to be able to define it, clarify it, identify it specifically, and then apply remedies and solutions to resolve and dissolve and heal and let go of the past. Whether it's your parents, whether it's your childhood, whether it's, name it, you know what it is. You've been there. You've been living there. That pain, that hurt, that wound, those fears, and those triggers. And we can move forward and apply remedies and solutions with specific tools and skills. So from symptoms and patterns to solutions with tools and skills. Again, using pattern interrupts to interrupt that train of thought and those emotions and put something else in there instead. We covered that in the previous video. Reframe, same thing. We shift the meanings and the perspectives of what those things meant. So we actually revisit our past history and we choose to reframe it and see it differently, to be able to use that to kind of say, well, maybe it has a different meaning for me now because I wanted to be able to move forward powerfully. And then physiological state elicitations. Those 3 first aid quick moves can help you to interrupt those patterns that are going on for you today, to be able to deal with moving forward and shifting the momentum in a different direction. And then we can start using other skills and tools like healing techniques and visualizations. To be able to visualize, for instance, receiving apologies and amends making that never happened in real life, we can visualize and receive those apologies on the screen of our mind in our imaginations. And by doing that, we're able to forgive and let go of people, places, and we can find that triumphant trumpet of success in knowing that we received it by giving it to ourselves. So it's getting the apology you never got out loud, getting it in your inner world. Or we can use something like the Huna Ho'oponopono style forgiveness practices. I love you, I forgive you, I bless you, I release you, and I thank you with gratitude. Or we can go with writing exercises to journal out the pain and the hurt so we get it out of us and express it rather than repress it and push it down. And finally, we can use mindset mantras to change our physical and our social environments around us by repeating them over and over again. So 1, 2, 3 to get into the core, break the patterns. 4 and 5, or if you want 4A, 4B, 4C, and 5 to be able to get past that and build momentum in a positive direction. So decide it's time and commit to doing it now to be able to resolve and release your past by applying remedies and solutions just like the examples given in your present to shift your future opportunities and possibilities. Because by letting go of that pain, those hurts, those wounds, those fears, and those triggers, you're giving yourself the gift of a new wondrous path going forward from today, moving forward into tomorrow. And as Maya Angelou said, my mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. If you want to reach me, I'm at hello@forbetterlivingnow.com. This is Milan. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time on this series of Life Hacks, Bits, and Bytes. Again, this is where to go for more information. Until the next time, I wish you amazing life success and life mastery. Bye for now.